In this video, we're going to give you a brief overview of the Elna Excellence 780 Plus. The 780 Plus is the top of the line quilting and garment construction machine in the Elna line. There's so many features that are catered to quilters and so many accessories that come with it. You'll see why this machine is the top of the line. The 780 Plus gives us over 300 sewing and utility stitches built in. We do have a full placard on the website. You can see more information, see close-ups of all the stitches. The stitches that are on this machine are very useful, and everything is categorized. You don't have to push 15 buttons to get to where you want to go. And it has the LCD high definition screen on it. This particular screen gives me the actual size of the stitch that I'm sewing out. So once I change my width and length settings, I can see that. So I don't have to commit to sewing that out to see how it looks. I'm already going to know on screen. All of my icons are extra large for visibility, and then I can easily go through the different functions of the machine, find the category that I want to stitch out, and then I go into it. Once I get into a stitch, I'm able to easily adjust the length and the width on all the sewing patterns. Everything is right there in front of me, so there's no hunting where I need to go. I can change the background of this so I can see better, and also there's other settings I can change on the hard drive of the machine. You're not going to erase anything. We're just changing things around to suit our needs and cater to us. On our placard here, I have different applique stitches, and I can adjust the length and the width between all these different tacks. There's 20 of them on this particular machine that I'm able to do that with. There's heirloom sewing, and then there's a huge conglomeration of quilting stitches. There's some decorative stitches built in. Then I also have alphabet fonts built in, so I can make my quilt label or just tags for shirts and things of that nature. This machine is a unique machine because there are sensors built into the machine that lets the machine know what stitch I have it on, and it will not allow me to do a stitch that may damage my machine. I can go from a regular sewing plate to a straight stitch needle plate. The machine's going to know as soon as I put that needle plate on there exactly which plate is on there. If I was to pull a decorative stitch up and it may hit that needle plate, the machine won't even allow me to pull that stitch up. So that's a nice safety feature that's built into the machine. I do have my top winding bobbin here, horizontal delivery on my thread, and everything is channeled all the way down to my needle. I do have the built-in needle threader. If you'll notice, all the illumination, the entire bed of this machine has nothing but light because I have illumination here and here, plus they've added an extra light here that I can adjust any which way that I want here, and I actually have some tilt to it so I can get the light exactly where I want to. On the front of the machine, I will have a lot of computer controls. It also will come with a foot control that has a special button on it that I can actually snip the thread just by using my foot, so I can keep my hands on my fabric while I'm sewing. One feature this machine has that you won't find on any other machine below this one is the pivot function. I can raise and lower my presser foot here just by pushing that button. It's nice to have that when I get to the end of a seam. If I wanted to turn a corner, if I'm appliquing now, I can just hit that button. It's going to raise and lower that presser foot for me. I will have the needle up and needle down feature, so I can set the machine to stop needle in the fabric, or I can set the machine to stop needle out of the fabric. The auto lock feature ties the stitch off for me underneath, so that tack is hidden. It ties the stitch off so it's out of the way and I'll never see that. But I also do have standard reverse if you're needing to go over something up top. And then here's my start stop button so that I can use instead of using the foot control. This machine has an extra large sewing surface on it. From the needle to the inside of the sewing arm is 11 inches. And the 780 Plus has a ruler built in on top of the machine. With it, it does come with an extra large guide that clamps right down onto my sewing arm, and I can move that down the entire length of the machine, get it where I want to, so it keeps my fabric straight as I'm sewing. There also is a place on my needle plate that I can screw in a traditional metal seam guide. Has the top drop-in bobbin system, which makes it really easy about threading my bobbin. I can trim the excess off here. Where I change my needle plates, there's a button right here, and it'll pop that needle plate out for me, and then I can go and take this out, get my other needle plate, straight stitch. It comes with 3 different needle plates. Pop that right back in, and I'm ready to sew. There are error messages on the screen that will tell me different things. It's not going to let me do anything that's going to damage my machine, so you don't have to worry about that. The Ken Sewing Center is your authorized Elna dealer. We have technicians at our store that can walk you through things on this machine. A lot of educators that can help you how to operate the machine, how to use all the different accessories that comes with it, and can actually guide you and recommend optional accessories. The machine has the accessory tray where the door opens toward me, and I do have a tray to help keep all my presser feet in. There's a cavity there that I can keep everything in. The 780 Plus comes with the AccuFeed system. Now this particular system is the top of the line. People refer to that as a walking foot, but this is a lot more precise walking foot. Here on the attachment, I have a place where this will go up into the machine. You can't see it on the video, but it makes it a more precise walking foot. And the heads on this particular foot will remove. And the heads on this particular foot will remove. There are other optional heads that I can get for this attachment. There's a 1/4 inch, a stitch in the ditch, a straight stitch, an open toe, and then there's a zipper foot available. And we carry all these that are made for the machine. We'll have these on the website as well. 780 Plus does have a knee lift that'll come with it. It goes here so I can keep my hands on the fabric while I'm sewing, or if you're doing free motion or anything like that. There are a lot of attachments that comes with this machine. We have a huge list on the website talking about everything. There's a big extension table that's made just for this machine that comes with it. A real nice cover that comes with it so you can keep dust off the machine, while you're not sewing. It is a very portable machine, though it is heavier than your average machine because it is a lot larger. The needle penetrating power on this machine is excellent because I do have the large motor. It can easily handle all your quilting projects, even heavier sewing like 8 or 10 layers of denim, garment grade leather, and things of that nature. 780 Plus will have the extra high lift under the presser foot, and I do have the 7-point feed dog system on this machine, so it's actually touching the fabric in 7 places. So for lighter weight materials, stretch materials, it's going to keep the fabric flat while the needle's penetrating the garment. If you're working with heavier materials, just having more surface area that's touching the fabric allows me to feed that through. And then you do have the AccuFeed system where if you do need that for thicker things like your quilts or your heavier sewing, you will be able to easily put that onto the machine. This machine, because it is top of the line, is super smooth and running. So we'll lower our presser foot, hit the start stop button. Here I'm at full speed. Notice this how it hums right along. I do have that auto lock feature built in to tie the stitch off for me. Once I'm finished tying that off, I can snip my thread. Then the machine will automatically raise the presser foot. Don't have to do anything else. This machine is a very durable machine. It can handle the heavier sewing because the motor strength on this machine is superior. Raise that presser foot up again to easily get the materials that I'm working with on it. And I'm going to go through, here I've got 8 layers of denim. I'm going to go from that 8 layers of denim, crawling down onto my cotton material. There's no tensions I'm adjusting. The machine is handling this fabric with no problem whatsoever. And then I'm going to go to a couple layers of stretch material. This is at full speed. It does over 1,000 stitches a minute. Tie our stitch off. Hit the scissor. It'll snip that thread and raise the presser foot up for me. And I went from extremely heavy material to a cotton to a stretch material, and there's no puckering, there's no adjustments that I need to make. We do have similar models on our website. Do check those out. We can help compare models for you and get the machine of your dreams.